Hey everybody, what's going on? It's a bit noisy around here. They're doing karaoke and stuff outside. I've had enough of that. I'm coming in. I'm gonna do something else. They don't need me out there. I think I'm not gonna mess with my own tracker right now. It's pretty nice looking, but that's okay. I'll use this other one that I've been using my whole life. How's everybody doing today? I haven't raced this in a while myself. I felt like doing it because commentating over it's fun and all, but it gets a bit exhausting after 50 matches. It's only been 20, and not playing yourself keep you going, you know. It just makes me want to run it once in a while. And after this is done, I probably will, unless I feel like doing another one, do a little Breath of the Wild, because I got some stuff to do in that as well. I feel like I'm poised to finish the game, honestly. I'm pretty loaded. I think I've put more than enough time into it that I can finish it when I feel like it. Pretty well off. Tonight we have Carrie Hawk's team versus Killer MC Newsworm. I didn't want to do double elimination, but I figured it was the only fair way. It really just exhausts me, like, to look at how many matches are left in the race and know that I'm only half done. Like, if it were single elimination, I'd be all about it, but double's gonna really wipe me out, man. That's why I dodge double usually. It just was the only fair way to do it. I didn't want anyone to be out that early, that easily. But I really should have probably just done single elimination anyway. "36 matches would be nothing, man. We'd already be half done. 70 though, oh geez. You know? That's a lot. That's a lot of matches. I'm gonna mute this and play some music. I've encouraged people to play off stream. One or two people have, one or two groups have. I'm looking for people to help me rebroadcast it. I'm definitely interested in that, because it is quite a bit. My subs number is much lower than that thing says. Finally got hit by those Twitch Prime expirations. Man, my followers is outrageous. That's all from this Twitch mobile app, and it's blowing my mind how high that's going. Like, it's crazy. I'm gonna hit 20k. In the same month I hit 10k. At the rate it's growing, it's out of control. None of those people are in here though, I don't think. I'm trying to get used to that number being so ridiculous. It's already going up 4,000. It's weird. I can explain the followers thing if you want to know about it. If you're ever confused about anything on Twitch, throw your question at me. I'll let you know what the story is. As long as I'm allowed to answer, and I generally am, so... Generally. I'm not usually in the scoop on hidden information. Yeah, I worked really hard to hit 10k, and the last 1500 was given to me by this new thing. It felt a little unachieved, but at the same time, my turnaround rate is so high. I don't know why I didn't have followers anyway, they just never clicked that button, but they did come to watch. Those followers are real people, so they might come by, you might get some turnaround on that. Don't see how you couldn't, honestly. If they're following, they're going to probably stop in at some point. They're not following that many people. This music is from Captain Skyhawk, and it's really good. Not so much this song. Second eyeball with the 2-year host.
Post-nucleus now represent.
Thanks for the sub. And John Robo with the bits. Thanks a lot. Much appreciated. It's like you've been subbing for 2 years. What's the story with that? Three months into my thing, you just decided to forever sub? Much appreciated. This is the song I'm looking for. I don't care what anyone says. This rules. David Wise and Mark Betteridge. Usually, in an NES game, you have a 20-second loop. This is 3 minutes long. I need some new tournament ideas. I need some new one-day events. Tournaments are hell. I always knew that. Somehow I keep running them. It's time to begin. Hey, thanks for the host. Or, I mean, the sub. Beyond Within, what's up? Sorry, I was a little messed up by when that race started there. I think I started a second early, so I paused there for a second to make up for it too. Because I didn't mean to do that. I just realized my clock wasn't open. I'd open real quick. I should be about right now. As of yesterday, YouTube has been surpassed. I know a lot of these followers are inflated, but you know what? So are they on YouTube, and on here I now have more followers than on YouTube. YouTube has failed. Wow! 2 bombs. YouTube is dead to me. It's such a supplementary thing for me now. It's like $200 a month. if I focus on it, it's $400 a month. It's the same crappy income that it's always been, and it's a lot of work. A lot of work compared to get the same amount of time uploaded. Like, I have to create the content, which I'm doing now, you know, whatever that content is, and then I have to spend time editing it and just getting it up on YouTube, and it's just a mess. It's time I don't have, or a payoff that isn't there. That's why I like the archive stream. That's much easier for me. The archive account. Let's roll. I don't take any time to post my archives on the archive channel. I just post them. They're just up there. I just tell it to upload it and it's done. If I have to edit it, it takes a while. It depends on how much work needs done on it. Usually hours. Usually you're measuring in hours. Arcade Bit takes about 10 minutes to edit unless there's something wrong with it. Yeah, this is me playing. Good old race. Link to the past here. I don't record locally because I stream these kind of games and my stream looks okay. I would record locally if I was planning to upload something like Overwatch. Something that actually uses bitrate, because my bandwidth is not capable of making that look nice. But this is crystal clear, so it really can't look better than it does right now. This gorgeous game. Sometimes, especially if, usually only if the stream is going to get copyright strike, I will highlight on Twitch and split the video in half. Or if I think it's too long, usually I just upload it straight to YouTube with just a button press. But if I do AI Arena and then go into Breath of the Wild like I did the other night, it's a good example. I know Breath of the Wild is going to get like 10 copyright strikes. AI Arena probably won't get any, so I split that away. People want to watch AI Arena by itself anyway, so I split that away. But even that only takes a couple minutes. It's very easy to edit that. I was talking more of the LPs and stuff. Pain in the ass. Stuff that I'm not doing live. Stuff that I go through and edit the crap out of. I hate that kind of work now. That is not what I want to do. I'd rather get a different job. If I were making a living off YouTube and not streaming, I wouldn't be doing it. I couldn't stand it anymore. I'd rather do hard labor, I think, at this point, than editing video anymore. I hate it. It's the worst. When I have to do it, it's disgusting to me. Can't stand it. Editing audio can go right to hell. I don't have any passion for it at all anymore. I like to put up decent quality stuff when I can help it. I do my best. So I tend to edit that stuff anyway, even though I hate it, when I think something's wrong with it, like if the sync is broken or something. If it's broken in a really bad way, it takes forever to fix, and I sit there and do it. Because I don't want to put up a video where the sound's messed up. Okay, got a bunch of money. YouTube isn't feasible even if you're big, honestly, it's crap. I don't know how anyone stands it. It's terrible. It's the worst it could be. If you were 10 times bigger than me, that would be the start of having it be a side job. Happy Drummer Man, thanks for the host. What's going on? Welcome to my humble video game broadcast. If you guys have not seen Happy Drummer brighten your day with some drumming, he typically will play whatever song that you ask and show you how the drums are done. And it rules. Cannot recommend enough. The Master Sword. What we're playing here, Happy Drummer, is a randomized version of Link to the Past, where all of the loot in the game has been shuffled around. Any item that can exist anywhere an item can exist at, so instead of the Master Sword being on the altar where you would spend 3 pendants and pick it up, you know, it's on that cliff where the woodcutters live. And here's 50 cents where the mushroom was. So I have to figure out how to win. And I'm racing against other people, so I have to figure out how to win quickly. Hopefully I can beat them, but we'll see. Here's this, you know, instead of paying 500 for these flippers from that fish guy, they're just sitting in here, so now I can swim. It is definitely confusing, to say the least, and it takes a lot of practice to get good at this mess that has been made. So I'm heading here into town, and normally you get some money, some random stuff for this, but this time I fully expect, because I'm opening like 10 prizes, to get a whole bunch of things. You could get anything, could get the hammer in here, could get the hook shot. All the stuff that you would need to finish the game could be in this town if I'm lucky. A single arrow, that's not helpful. There is the hammer, there it is, so that's an entire thing right there. And the mirror. That's why I have an item list on the right there, so that you can see and try and figure out what I have and where I can go with what I have. So right now I can't really go anywhere. I can't do any single dungeon yet. There's the lamp. I still can't do anything yet. But I'm getting closer to being able to do something. I still need a couple of things. The book? I can maybe do the desert now with the book. I can maybe go into the desert and clear that, so... The desert is the only one that's a crystal. Tower of Hera is the pendant that I want. There's Quake. Quake for 100 cents from that guy who doesn't sell bottles anymore. Oop. I'm saying to myself right now that I could use a couple bombs. I think. I kind of want some money. I'm a little scared that I have to go visit Zora and I don't have the cash now. That may be a regrettable decision that I have done. I'm sure I can find 50 cents somewhere. Really, the big thing that I'm missing are the gloves, the power gloves, to let me lift up stones. The ice rod has been located, it's in the library. $300? I think I'll go get that, because I really would like to play play it safe with Zora. I feel like he might have something here. Can't go wrong with 300 cents, right? Okay, now I'm going to save and quick go back to town and head south, check out the rest of the loot. I've got this mushroom, which is curious. The question is, do I have to kill Ganon? Because the Master Sword's up there? I'm not afraid to do Ganon without the level 3 sword, but it seems likely that I'm gonna want that upgrade. And that's annoying. Okay. What does this guy have for me? The net. Even more money. The boots! It's the Master Sword, alright. The net, the boots, the Master Sword. I'm very fast now. Let's go to Ice Rock Cave. A sub. Sumo Boomo, what's going on?
I am very fast now.
I don't think I'm doing Ganon. 27 months, that's right, it's crazy. I'll have Sumo Boomo. Sumo Boomo, I fixed my quotes. They're back. I don't need that one stinky bomb. That bomb sucks. That bomb has not got any value. What do you think of that? I want to check this. Art. I did fix my quotes. They're all in there. There's a couple new ones too. The system is finally done. The system is complete. It's really tempting to just go check Zora right now. I think I will. I don't really have a couple things here. Yeah, I'm just gonna do that, I think. Let's go do that. Maybe Zora will be the break I need. We're gonna go give this fish man 500 smackers to see if he helps me out. If he doesn't, I'll head to East Palace and see what's up there. 5-0 on the rupees there. Dang. Waste of time. I've got a couple options here. I've got a couple options. I can go into Eastern Palace. Probably shouldn't. I'm gonna check this guy's 3 treasures. Ow. What do you got? Ether. Should I go into Eastern Palace? I'm starting to think I should. I really need to find the power gloves or the flute. Preferably the flute, but I'm not gonna complain about the gloves either. The gloves are probably just as mandatory right now for me to get anywhere. But I think I need the flute anyway. Very likely that the flute is required, so that's probably the preferable item to find first. Save me more time. This dungeon is about as wrong as it can get, so hopefully I get something out of it to make this journey worthwhile. I can technically clear the desert. The obvious choice is the desert. So I should go there next. Immediately after I get done here. So I'm trying to get through here as quick as I can. Not only am I always trying to go fast, but in this case I feel like I'm wasting my time. We're gonna see if I get lucky on this gamble before I go to the desert and actually make some progress in a dungeon I can complete that needs to be done. Oh, you know what? I'm thinking about cutting my losses right now. Oh man, that's good. That is exactly what you want to see. Alright, my gamble paid off big time. I'm gonna check the rest of the dungeon while I'm here. I'm very strong now. That's 2. One more item in here somewhere. So if you're new to this randomizer, I have this down enough to the point where I can do it without knowing that I've missed a single chest. Like, I know exactly how many items I can get out of each dungeon. And I can even do these rooms without any light if it comes down to it. It's not going to come down to it, thankfully. It's not fun, but a room like this could be done without being able to see. I've trained in that by virtue of it happening a couple times. So I'm ready for that. Gotta be ready for all these circumstances that can happen. Everything that can go wrong will eventually go wrong if you run this enough. Let's see if this last item's worth my time or if it's on the boss. If it's on the boss, I cannot get it. I need it to be in this room to be capable of being achieved. I can't get it. That's okay, I'm gonna cut my losses. I'm gonna actually save and quit here, go to the sanctuary. Maybe we should go to the mountain and get that point unlocked. That's not a bad plan. I think I'll do that. Let's go to the mountain. Mountain makes sense too. I can do Tower of Hera. I can go across, get a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, I like this idea. I can go get the ice rod whenever. I'm not really worried about it. It's a pretty mediocre thing. The ice rod is. What I'm looking for right now is the Moon Pearl as the top priority item. Top priority. Without it, I can't go into the Dark World. As soon as I find that, I'll be wide open to do anything I like. Ow. Ow, I'm so bad. So bad Not supposed to ram into walls. I'm gonna head up and do the entire mountain light worlds side. That's one chest. I need to heal. This boulder's decided to land on me. I'm not gonna mess with that. Dang, I tried. Did not get that to happen. Try again up here. It's a hard glitch to do. Didn't work. An attempt was made. An attempt was failed. Heart piece. Well, full heart actually. I'm not gonna bother. I'm not gonna bother. I'm gonna say that we'll be alright. I'm a little low on hearts. That's okay. If I could rotate those two items, I would. Oh well. This dungeon doesn't need to be done either, but it's the green pendant. I think I'll clear this whole thing. Wow! I don't know what I'm talking about, man. I just should shut up and accept these gifts from on high. Titan mitts. And the boss key. Ready to go. Anybody who decided not to take the risks that I have taken will be regretting it really soon. I need to check out what's over here, and I need to do a bomb jump to do it. That might not be good enough. It's not. I should have known. I'll regret this mistake. That one's a little dangerous to go for. Makes me feel bad to miss it, but I'm not going to try that again. I'm going to just play it a little safe here. I didn't think I would make it. Her hair was throwing me off, but I didn't. I was looking at it and it looked wrong. I should have known. Bomb jumps are weird, to be sure. Let's do this. Play it nice and safe. We can bounce back across, no risk at all. I have to decide if I want to finish Tower of Hera and get the item here or not. If the boss doesn't have it. Which is questionable. Not sure about that. Now this boss is gonna die to the hammer pretty quick, so that's the plan. Sarah with Twitch Prime. Thanks a lot. Didn't get me, worm, you tried. Ah! What a jerk. Man, he tried. He tried really hard to be a jerk to me. I'm hoping he drops an item right now. He did. Okay, we're done here, actually. Let's get out of this place. He almost got me. He really was just being extremely mean. And, had me on the ropes there. Okay, what do we do here? We go to the right. All the way to the right for a second. Just for a second, check out an item. That's the red potion. That's okay. Don't care about that. We want in here. Got some stuff to get. Nothing tremendous here. I'm missing the moon pearl still, the fire rod probably. And I'm not sure what else yet. I need a little bit more information before I can determine what else I need. Open the moon pearls in here. That would be nice. Dreams come true, man. Dreams come true. That's gonna help me out a lot, actually. Silver arrows. Shovel. Blue boomerang. Blue tunic. I actually want to do a bomb jump here, but I completely have failed. I'll take my losses. If I had hookshot, I could clear out the Dark World Mountain as well. I don't. So what that does for me right now, it's very well timed. Titan Mitts and Moon Pearl, I can go to the Dark World and get a couple of things. I can also see what I need in Turtle Rock if I need to go into Turtle Rock. If I don't need to, I'm not going to unlock it. But if I do, I can unlock it right now, or maybe see what it is at least, if it's Bombos or not. We're about to find out what dungeon is optional, because I know Eastern Palace is optional. Ice Palace. This is mandatory, but I have Ether, so open on up, buddy. That means I need Fire Rod, I need Hookshot, I need the bow, and I need the flute, and I need the red cane. I need those 5 things. So we're gonna start by going this way, getting 2 chests. Come back up, get the last chest. Unless I get the hookshot right now. If I got the hookshot right now, I could get 3 more chests. I probably would get the bottle too, actually. I probably would because I don't have a bottle yet, and it might be an item on that guy too. Shield. Hookshot. I love the seed. Let me tell you what. This is the seed designed for me. It is exactly what I want all the time. I love this. This is a cruise. I'm gonna get everything in this cave. Hookshot Cave is now mine for the taking. Nothing special in here yet except the bottle. The bottle is guaranteed. I know the bottle's there, so up top, we're gonna grab that bottle. And I'm thinking about whether or not I can use it to... I don't remember the path here very well. What is the path? I think it's straight, further than I go, and now we turn right. Yeah. I still fell. I'm about to use Ether just to see, because I don't remember this path. I really don't. It's embarrassing to not remember this, but there it is. Okay, so we just have... I was right, but I was not quite right on that end. I knew it wasn't straight. Anyway, let's go this way. At this point, it's time to loot the Dark World for things. We're gonna come down here, save and quit after I grab this bottle. I think I'll head to my house and go straight down. I ain't been to the desert yet. Haven't been, just have not been there. The seed wants me to go there, but I ignored that, and I got lucky. Now, like I said to the racers that were going yesterday, if you can do Swamp Palace, that's the dungeon to do, man. Let's head in there, how about it? I can do it right now, I can finish the whole thing, so... Absolutely, next stop is Swamp Palace. Ow. There's really not very many things left for Hype Cave to have had. I'm not too upset that it was a disappointment. I need the flute. I need the fire rod, the bow. I might need something to get in the mire. We're not sure yet. I can't even check until I get the flute, so... My first crystal dungeon, here it is. Running a little low on bombs. I should have picked that one up that dropped. I might need a few more still. I think I'm safe on my hearts and stuff. There's no way I'm gonna die with that many hearts. 9 hearts and blue tunic. I'm okay. Death could happen if I really mess it up, but like... It's been 34 minutes, no crystals yet. That's a problem I plan to rectify very quickly. Thieves Town and Swamp Palace, first on the list. Palace of Darkness, next on that list if I can find the bow. Really don't want to go into Palace of Darkness without the bow if I can help it, but I won't put it off too long because the bow could be in there. If I find the fire rod, I can do Skull Woods, which also is on my list. Give me that key. I'll be full clear in this dungeon. Not messing around with it. Well, I guess we're gonna see which of these players, I think there's 8 of them, think that going into Eastern Palace and Tower of Hera is a good idea. Because everyone who did not is going to be very disappointed with the items they find. They're not going to go anywhere until they do that. That's step 1 in the seed, is to do those 2 dungeons. This dungeon disappoints so far. Haven't found the big key yet. I hate it when the big key's over here. This dungeon needs done anyway, so I have no regrets. But it's a good place to check. I stand by that. I still expect to find something. I haven't given up yet on Swamp Palace. We're only half done. Loot and chest. The big scores in the back. The big key. The bombs. Those are nice to have, but they're not what I want to see, obviously. This staircase is a little buggy. It forced me to do that there. Dang. There's 2 items left. This is the first, I don't want to say wrong decision I've made. It was a good gamble, but it didn't pay off. I did need to do this dungeon, so it wasn't a waste of time. But it was kind of a waste of time because I didn't do it quickly. I had to loot everything. This boss will be pretty easy to deal with, what I got, I think. Need to keep an eye on my HP just to make sure that I don't let him push me around too much. What the? Got him. Hey, dungeon was a great choice. Dungeon was an amazing choice. Dungeon was perfect. I love this dungeon. We did it, Maddie. I am bad. Dungeon was mandatory to do in that order. It is absolutely the first one to do in this case. I can't go anywhere else until I have that rod. I'm extremely lucky right now. What does this thing have? I'm only missing a couple things now. I know where the ice rod is. That's a big 20, that's not got any value. We're gonna go up and to the left, check out town, dig in the digging thing, and oh no! I pixel too close to the wall. Hey. I know where the ice rod is, so that's done. I do need the bow, I do need the flute, and the red cane. Those are the 3 things I require. Maybe bombos, not sure. Probably not. Thanks for nothing. Shovel is worthless. I haven't turned in that mushroom either. Always putting that one off. How you doing? Big time. Give me the item. Where is it? Hey. It's garbage, you jerk. You monster. Alright, let's get out of here. How dare you? 100 digs for the bomb pile. I need this, might as well pick it up now while I'm here. Grab that for later. It's good to see that item be in plain sight. I hate that item. So anytime that you can see where it is and grab it at your pace, very nice. Let's bring the frog on home. Okay. I'm gonna turn in the blacksmith, check his loot, see what his prize is. I still need the bow. The bow is really the thing holding me up right now. Once I find the bow, I can start doing the other dungeons that I haven't completed yet. I can do 2 dungeons right now that I'm beside, so I'm gonna do those next, I think. I'm debating whether I want to turn in that chest, and I don't think I do. It's gonna take a while. I'm gonna pass on the chest for now. Maybe I should. No, it's just gonna take forever. I don't think so. Red cane. Thank you. Score. Now I have the means to do another whole dungeon. It's just getting there I can't do. I'm gonna say that that chest does not have the bow or the flute. How about it? How about we take that risk? That chest takes forever to do. I don't want to do it. Open up. Man, 11 hearts. I don't need that many. I'm definitely good to go on hearts. I need a sword, preferably. Be nice. I don't really, though. I'll be okay with this sword. I'm gonna finish this dungeon. Dungeon 2. Then I'm gonna go north and do another one real quick. That'll be fast. And then maybe I'll take a look at the altar, make sure it's not the bow or something. It can't be. What the heck could it be? It could be the flute, I guess. It could be the flute. That wouldn't be any good. If the flute was on the altar, that would be the worst. It can't be the bow, so only one of the two items I'm missing can it be. I do have to do Misery Mar. Oop. Too many enemies on screen. This room. This is the worst. Go. Should be okay to fight blind with this. I can't imagine losing with 7.5, 8 hearts. And the blue tunic, no less. Wrong weapon. Okay, got a little bit of a battle here. Blind has been wiping out racers in my race. He's one of the bosses that's gotten people a couple times. A little tricky. Can show you what to do, but you are gonna have to dodge some projectiles. There's no way around that. There's a heart on the left here that I'd always save. They usually take a lump or two in the dungeon. He dies in 9 hits from anything, so poking him extremely good. He's already on phase 2. You can preload this sword to just stab in the head. Oh. Phase 3. Just 3 more hits. green potion. That's not what I'm looking for. But it might be handy in the next dungeon because if I run out of mana there, it's really annoying. Skullwoods. Skullwoods confuses people. It's not as bad as it seems. You can skip most of it, honestly. Ow. Didn't do the dodge. Let's go left here. Unless you want to skip these too. Like, this is all optional. But there are chests in here I need, so... It's not optional for me yet. Bought the fire rod. Fire rod's extremely good here. The dungeon was designed for it, after all. Key. There's 2 more chests on this side. One of them has to be a key. The other one's a key too, which means I'm good to go to the boss. This one's gotta be an item. Three keys, wow. I've never seen that before. That's pretty not good luck, honestly. I don't want 3 keys. This dungeon has 2 locked doors. The red tunic, that's one of the items. I don't have the boss key, so I can't open this chest. That might be okay. It remains to be seen if I need to open it or not. There's one more item in this dungeon, because the red tunic was one of them. And I am now, like, straight up immortal. With 11 hearts and the red tunic, I cannot be taken out. Since we have the red cane, we can skip this puzzle. I kind of want to... I'm close. I'm going to check the big key chest. I would hate to find out that that's where the treasure is and have to come all the way back down here. I'm right next to it right now. This is probably not a good idea, but it's only going to waste like 20 seconds. I have to do a little bomb jump here. Good practice for me because there's no penalty in this room for my incompetence at bomb jumping. I was in the right position and I fell in. This is correct for me, but I don't think the bomb's in the right place. That works. Okay, it's a waste of time anyway. Bounce across this way. You don't need the boss key in this dungeon or the swamp. So that key, this is why you can skip all of it. If you don't need the items, you can just go. You don't need anything. There's a key in this room that you can always guarantee. It's in the pot. In this room, on the top left there. But I don't even need it, I got 2 keys. I'm gonna play it safe a little bit here and check the pedestal. Make sure that I'm not missing something like bombos, flute, or bow. It can't be bow, so bombos or flute. It's garbage. Okay, 10 arrow capacity. I didn't think it would be any good. That's a pretty limited selection of items that would be bad for me in there. Ow. Fire stick kicking my ass. I hate messing with Gibdos, they take forever. This boss sucks, and with the Master Sword he's no fun. What I have going for me is high defense though, so I'm gonna take advantage of that and just try and get him as well as I can. I've got a couple fire shots, I've got a green potion. I'd rather hang on to that than use it on this idiot. Here we have a boss who is immune to damage if you knock him into the spikes, and there happens to be spikes goddamn everywhere in this arena. Just everywhere, so very likely that your hits will not do damage, and I haven't actually done, what, 3 damage to him so far. Like, I've hit him 20 times, but only 3 of those have counted. I can tell because he's not flashing when I hit him. He's dead though. Just didn't give him a chance. I know where the item is. It's in a chest I skipped because I had to kill the boss anyway. And if he dropped the item, I wouldn't have had the bother. But since he didn't give me the item, I've got to go back in here and grab it real quick because obviously it's in the last chest possible. It's the one that's visible right now, and the way to get that takes a little bit, so that's why I skipped it. Hoping for the flute, I think, or the bow. The bow would actually let me go to Palace of Darkness, which I probably will go to next anyway, after doing a little bit of Overworld. Nothing. Okay. Now I have crystals 2, 3, and 6. I need to decide where I'm going next. Because I've got a little bit of an issue here with I'm running out of doable dungeons and I have to figure out where my items are that are missing. I can do the entire desert. It's the one that every other racer probably has finished, except for me. I got so many things so quickly that I just kept on going, which I can't really complain about, but the desert very well may have both of the things that I'm missing, in which case I need to get my ass over there. So I'm not going to mess around too long. Let's go do the desert next, right after I check the item up here, just to make dang sure that I don't need the cape, because I can't actually get whatever this is. 3 bombs. There's 2 items to the right I can check as well. There's the catfish in the pyramid. I'm always hesitant to check the catfish, it's really far out of the way. So is this chest right here is pretty gross. And what's in it is pretty gross too. Pretty gross. King's Tomb. I could have gotten this a while ago. It's just out of the way, so I didn't. Nothing here. I could have gotten the mushroom from the start of the game, so if it's the flute, that would really hurt. Compared to the other racers, that would really hurt my time. My hope is that the flute is the reward for, like, some boss or something that I can go do, or, you know, I'm hoping it's not in the desert or on the mushroom. Bop. Let's check this. So let's turn this in. After I've turned it in, I'll check out the catfish to the north, and maybe I'll come back and check the pyramid. I probably shouldn't do that. Just a quick turn in here. Mushroom is done. Mark that off. 3 bombs. Scumbags. Okay. I'll check the catfish. I'm right here. Definitely a good idea to do that. Pop. I'm just missing 2 things. 2 things stand in the way between me and glory here. Whoop. I'm debating in my mind right now whether I want to walk down the pyramid or not, and I think I will. Yeah, he doesn't have anything. I'm leaving his $50 in the ocean for somebody else. Palace of Darkness I'm thinking about doing, but I really need to get to Desert, I really do. I can do the whole thing. And to me that's saying that that's the obvious choice. I really shouldn't be avoiding it like I have been. Ow. Jeez, I took half a heart. How am I gonna survive? You can do a little thing here with the hook shot. It rules. There it is. There's the thing. 3 bombs. Okay, let's save and quit. I might have to... Yeah, I'm good. I was wondering if I had to warp back to the light world first before I'd save and quit, but I don't. I'm good. Let's go to the desert. Light world desert. Regular path. I tried to avoid it, but it can't be avoided. I was trying to get the flute so I could skip the book reading thing, but it's not really a big deal. Ow. You know what? The chest in the Blinds village I haven't done yet. Really hoping that's not going to backfire on me. You know, the one risk I took, the one item I skipped. Is it going to be one of the 2 I need? That would be a disaster. Here's this cave. What do we got? What do we got? 10 arrows. Okay. I'm actually happy to see that that's not anything valuable. I regret skipping the desert so long because I think that's going to be where the stuff is. I hope that it's not. I actually do. It makes it more miserable for me and everyone else. But my odds of winning the race improve when this thing is not immediately available to everybody. What was on the ledge? Art piece. So that's good. That means 2 things left in the desert. Two options here. We're an hour in. I have 3 crystals. That's not a great score for a seed that was so generous to me. Having a hard time finding the last bit of the puzzle here. Oh. Okay, we got the key. We can go check the right side. Very likely we're gonna get one of the items there. Come on, hook me up, will you? Hey. Oh. Big key. Still no items. Gonna finish the whole dungeon, so that's okay, I guess. Just surprisingly, stingy, I guess is the word for what's going on here. One of the items might be on this ledge. 10 bombs. I don't want that, but that is one of the things. If it's not here, it's on the boss. It's on the boss. Whatever it is, the worms have it. And I've got a fire rod, so they're not gonna last long. Oh, completely missed the block. I've got all these arrows, but I have no way to fire them. They're silver arrows too, which is painful to have and not be able to use. It hurts. Silver arrows one-shot nearly everything. They even kill most bosses in a single shot. But I cannot use them. Can't even throw them at the enemy. Can't be done. I've not got a whole lot of mana. I probably should check these spots. I think there's mana in them, because I would like full mana for this. There's just a little bit. I think that's it. I can kill this boss in one cycle if I don't miss a single time because I don't have the mana to do it, otherwise I'd missed. To be fair, he was a pretty evasive one. We're gonna have a little bit of a fight on our hands with these worms because I didn't do very much damage to them. That didn't go too well. I don't keep things locally. Absolutely not. It's too much footage. Oh no. I mean, that's good, but that's not good for me. I'm missing one item, not a win. Maybe two, but we'll see right now because I'm turning that in. So I need to save and quit, go to town, and turn that in immediately. I used to run local backups of everything, but I stream a lot. Especially lately, I've been hitting the 8 to 12 hours a day streaming schedule. And I don't really plan on stopping that anytime soon. Like, I'm fine with that if I'm in the mood to do that. And I have a game that I want to play, then that's what's going to happen, so... Even if I get the internet to do it, I'm probably not going to go to 6K. I think that's too high. But, I could definitely see myself doing 4 or 5, depending on what I'm streaming. I don't do 1080p, though. I do have lossless files backed up though, so they get huge anyway. When I record arcade pits. Those are huge. The flute would save a lot of time because every time I save and quit, should have been a teleport. It's a teleport. So, I mean, yeah, that saves time, alright. That's Quake, I don't need bomb bow, so I really am just missing the bow. Once I find the bow, I'm set. The red boomerang has no value to me. Well, why do I need backups for? It's not like we're super worried about archiving my streams. I can do this dungeon, and I think I will. Just do it right now. Let's just get this done. I don't like to do this dungeon. I hate it, and I certainly don't like to do it when I have to explore it. The only thing I do that would be important enough for me to... Well, I mean, I do special streams every once in a while, but generally speaking, the only thing I care to archive is Arcade Pit episodes. And I don't care if they get copyright strikes or not. I'm not really interested in YouTube cash, so if they want to say I can't get money on it, it doesn't really bother me. Hey, thanks for the sub, Freddy5. What's going on?
Boy, what's up?
Twitch is extremely not into muting VODs. I hardly ever have that happen. You're not going to be able to play radio on your stream, but like, generally speaking, they won't mute a video game. Unless you're playing, like, you know, something that does use actual radio. There's a key on the left, I don't know if I need it. I probably should open it anyway. Like, sleeping dogs or something would get muted because of that, but that's pretty much it. You're not gonna get muted for just playing whatever. Unless some game's maniac. I've never been muted for Zelda 1. I play that music. That's the big key. Unfortunately, I still need some loot in this dungeon. If you push this block and fire your fire rod at the same time, you can shoot right through it. Save me a little bit of time. Otherwise, I'll have to actually do the puzzle, which does take 20-30 seconds. Much like this shaking wall takes 20 or 30 seconds, and I would have liked to have skipped. But in this case, I can't. I can't afford that risk. I need to make sure that this chest down here does not have the bow in it. It doesn't. Dang. Would have liked to have seen it done there. Thanks for sub, Green Finger.
YouTuber is overrated a potato.
I don't think that came out right, but I accept. Have I found any items at all in this? Are they really in the last 2 item chests? The boss might have one. There has to be an item in one of these last 2. There has to be. So let's go open them. Not there. Nice, that's actually really handy. Half mana. Gonna make my adventure a little bit less painful here. I was really doing well at the start of this race, but I don't know, I'm not finding this bow, it's gonna slow me down. I have one thing I want to check, really, before I do Ice Palace or whatever, which I really don't want to do. Ugh, come on now. I really don't want to go into Palace of Darkness without, you know, the bow. If it comes down to that, I will, because I think the bow might be in there at this point. It's starting to look like it. That's the worst place for something like that to be, in the place where you need it, because you don't want to look there for it. I'm gonna snag a heal off the fairies in this room while I wait for this bomb to blow up. Come here. Nah, I'll get him later. This boss hits a little on the hard side. He's gonna take a while to kill. I'm not too thrilled about fighting him this way. The regular way. Let's see. I don't have any way to scum this boss. Like, I can't use my bow, I can't do anything. All I can do is this. I can stand here and spin on like 4 eyeballs. Like, it's a little faster than the way they wanted, but not really, not too much. The goop does damage if you stand in it too much, so. Worse than that, it does preset damage. Like, it doesn't care that I have the red tunic, it hits me anyway. A lot. This boss has too much health for its own good, honestly. I'm being punished for not finding a sword upgrade. or anything. Just bare minimum fight. I'm gonna check the bomb fairy at this point. Hoping for a little bit of luck there. Oh, I can't. I don't have that yet. House of Darkness. You know what? I got an idea. You jerk. Sorry, come out of nowhere. Oh no, I never turned in the green pendant. Let me do that first. What am I doing? Why didn't I turn that in? I got it. I earned that a long time ago. That would be huge for me if that's where this is. That would help a lot. Green pendant and Spike Cave are two places to check before Palace of Darkness. There's also Ice Palace, which I do not want to do. It's optional. That is definitely not on my agenda right now. Hopefully it doesn't have something in it. Oh. No. That's wrong. Okay, I'm gonna need this potion. No way around that. Man, it could be in Turtle Rock. I really should do Turtle Rock, actually. Let's do Turtle Rock. It could be in Turtle Rock. But I don't want to do that, but that's a good idea. That's the way to go. It makes more sense. I really regret that it does, but it does. Turtle Rock. Yeah, Turtle Rock is optional sometimes. Really good seed when that's the case. Like when there's nothing in there and it's a pendant. It's not a pendant this time. I needed to do it. It's just a really bad dungeon to go in. You want it to, if it is required, and it almost always seems like it is, you want to do it last, usually, because it puts you right next to Ganon's tower. Like, it's the warp that you use to get up here anyway. If I were going to finish the game, this is the way I would go. So obviously, you don't want to go here until you're ready to quit, ready to finish. But I think the bow's in here. It could be in Palace of Darkness, but if it is, then at least I can go in knowing that I searched for the bow beforehand. If it's not in the Palace of Darkness, then it has to be in the ice. And I really don't want to go there. I really do not want to go there to find my bow. I really hope it's in here so I can just get moving. It's been a long time I've been looking for this bow. This is the item that's really giving me the shaft here. I think Turtle Rock's fine, it just takes a while. It's on rails. It takes a long time to do. When you're trying to go fast, you don't really want to go in here and Especially getting here takes a long time. Like, it's like a 2-minute journey to get up here, so you don't want to do that more than once. And now I have to do it twice. No way around it. If the bow's in here, then it has to be done twice. That's just the way it is. Ow. Also, everything in here hits for, like, way more damage than it should. I don't have the big key yet. Freaking chain chomps, man. These things hit nightmarishly hard. They're ridiculous. God. Look at the damage they did to my red tunic armor. That one that was just randomly in my way was really not good for the way I was trying to do that. He was just sitting on top of me. Thanks, Bokash. We have a lot of those to go. That tournament really probably should have been single elimination. I'm going to see if anyone else is willing to rebroadcast them, though. Help me out with that load. I got a couple of volunteers. When you don't have a sword upgrade, killing this guy takes forever, so get rid of him. Yeah, we're like a third of the way through that tournament. Are all the items at the end? Where are the items? Man? I don't even have very many keys. I have nothing to show for all this climbing so far. Go left or right here, can't I? No, not this way. I've gone the wrong way to do that. I want to check Mimic Cave anyway. Oops. I never meant to walk that far in. I really hate dealing with this problem that I'm about to have, which is killing those two on the right. They are just not gonna get gotten very easily. Got him, okay. I don't usually get that working the way that worked. 20 cents anyway. I hate dealing with those two. It's like the one room in the game I'll use the boomerang. Here it is. Compass. Well, there are 4 chests left. One of them is the key that I require to do the dungeon. The other 3 are items, and the boss must also have an item. I'm not thrilled about fighting him with the Master Sword. I might actually use the hammer here a little bit. This room is not going to be fun. It's not going to be fun at all. This is a really nasty thing to do without this shield or anything. God. You know what? I'm going to have to make a backup point here, because I'm probably going to die trying to do this. This is not good. By going out and in here, I can die and still be okay in this area. There's just no way around. Like, you have to walk the ledge or use iframes from falling to get through here. There you are. Freaking ridiculous. I might actually win this just because of how bad the bow was. I thought I was way behind, but I'm not. Actually, it's the worst place. I did die, though. The bow has been found. Fucking bow! Anyway, that puts a little bit of hope in this run, honestly, because where that is disgusting, and that means no one else has it either. It's boss time. I'm not sure how this boss is going to go with what I have, so I want to make sure that I win with a little bit of hearts here. We are now ready to finish at last. Turtle Rock having the bow is not the first... Oh, I missed. It's not the first time I've seen that. It's never fun to see Turtle Rock have something that doesn't belong in here. Killing this boss without a sword is painful. What I like to do is use the hammer with the... Well, let's get up behind him. That'll help a little bit. The one on the left is a little tough to hit. The hammer does tempered sword damage, so 4 or 5 of these, I think it's 5, will kill him. 4 on the right, because the fire rod actually does do damage. Oh, he's still alive, because I didn't use the hammer last hit. I need to watch my health, because I might go down here if I'm not careful. Trying to kill him too quickly for my own good. I've got a green potion. If I need it, I might. Got him. Okay, now we just gotta finish the easy part. Load up a spin here and spin left. That's what you want to do. Prepare it. The head is vulnerable when he first comes out. Got me a couple cheap shots on him. Hit him with the hammer if I can. Ideally, but good luck. Ice on the floor is no good. I might be dead. No, I'm okay. Jeez, that was closer than it should have been. They kill the firehead first because it comes out first. It's an obvious choice when you're trying to finish the boss faster. I used my red potion on that stupid spike cave that didn't pay off, so I didn't have my heal. I thought I did for a second. I thought I had a full heal ready to go. Did not. Let's go finish the final dungeon. Now, the only one that I can skip items in. But should I? Because the sword is missing. That means I'm gonna have a hard Ganon fight. The Master Sword is actually a piece of garbage in every game of Zelda. It's never good. That seems to continue to be true in Breath of the Wild from what I've seen of it. Like, it's just mediocre at best. And in this game, it's really just atrocious. It doesn't do any damage to Ganon at all unless you spin. And its damage on other things is poor at best. So I have the ability to kill Ganon with it, but it's a pain in the ass. I do have silver arrows though, so the hardest phase will be over pretty quick. I mean, I have a one-handed sword that lights thunder on the enemy and stuns them, and it hits for 50. A one-handed 50 damage thunder blade. It is so much better than what the Master Sword is. It's really hard for me to want to use the Master Sword when I have swords like that lying around. That would have been extremely where were you a minute ago nice to have, you know? I don't actually want to do that. Let's back up. I need to go back to the start here. Didn't get a key. Need to start over. Everyone in this race gets the same items. We're all racing the same loadout. Everyone else must do what I've done. Zzz. I ran in the wrong place. That's why I had to stop there. I've already seen, like, the Master Sword in Breath of the Wild seems to have some use against certain enemies. They're enemies that I kill in a different way though, so I'm not really, still not using it. I'm just using it as a piece of garbage that I can break, honestly. Right now, that's what its purpose is. I use it to mine. Like, I use it as, like, the throwaway sword that repairs itself. And I'm getting phone calls, like some kind of emergency's happening. I'm gonna mute my phone and, or mute my mic and answer it. Nope, nothing wrong, I guess. She's just calling me 3 times for fun. I need the big key. That's what I'm looking for here. Until I find it, I can't finish the dungeon. I also need 1 small key. Where is my key? We're actually not going to open the rest of the stuff. There are 3 chests to the left, I'm not going to bother. I've got all the medium keys I need. This boss is standing between me and Ganon. Must destroy him. I guarantee you that people are not going to be happy about where that bow is. I'm certainly not. I didn't have a horrible time guessing, though. I didn't go to every other location in the game first, like I might have. It's going to slow up everybody. I have no idea how the other racers are doing, but they can't be doing extremely well with that. No one's done yet, which is already a bad sign. 95 minutes have gone by and no one's cleared. That's nasty. I'm expecting to finish in about 15 minutes or less here. At this point, should be good to go right after this boss is dead. I don't need the red sword. I'm not going to complain if I find it. It will certainly speed up Ganon. But I've beaten him with less. You freaking boss. Come here. Stop shooting fireballs. That's all 7 crystal, let's go! I could see doing Ice Palace. They might do what I was about to do before I changed my mind and realized that Turtle Rock was a better choice than Palace of Darkness. Turtle Rock had nothing in it. Except for the bow, and it was in the back. But Palace of Darkness definitely didn't have anything in it. And it would have been a complete waste of time to try and do it and not be able to finish the dungeon. Damn it. Butchered. Nothing's working right now. These things are just random as heck and they're all in the way. You don't like to see hearts. 15 hearts means 10 chests that I opened, maybe more. Since heart pieces probably gave me 2 or 3 of those that should have had something better. And here's the run I was complaining about having to do again. This right here is why I don't want to do Turtle Rock before other dungeons. God, and this guy, can't really do anything about him except hope he just gets out of the way. Because if you hit them, they very well might make it impossible to path through. We are on our way. Here's some Lionels. There's only 3 of them in the whole game. They hit for way too much and they are just immune to the Master Sword. Again, the Master Sword in this game, it's a piece of junk. It really needs to be enhanced by the dwarves, and you can bless it by the fairy if you want. That basically just makes your spin attack happen on regular strikes, and spin attack doesn't actually do anything. Though you can still do it if you want. It doesn't do damage. More damage anyway. Somebody is finished. I'm fighting for second. Man, really good work. 1 hour and 40 on this seed. I'm on my way. That second place time, if I can get it. Nope. That's not good. This might cost me. This is gonna be close. Zoop. There's no way I'm gonna get last in a seed like this when I guessed correctly, though. I can tell you that. I'm on my way to the end here. Get on my way. I'll take it. Back to start. Now I'm set. Going right actually evened out by giving me that sword. It's pretty much the same amount of time that it would have taken to have just gone left from the start, because that sword's going to speed up Ganon that much. So it wasn't a net loss to have missed the key there. It's going to make the fight less painful too, which is good. Good for me. Less risk of losing it. Where's that big key? Let's get out of here. Not too bad a place. Ganon Tower's not too bad. It could be much worse than that. That was lucky. Whenever I can dodge through there without getting hit, I'll take it, man. Okay, let's do this. Come here. Do not need to heal. Well, it wouldn't hurt, but I'm not going to. I'm okay. Let's kill these guys. Fire sword and... I missed him. He's almost dead. I think. Small mana here. Not enough, but it helps. I might need that, because I'm going to be in trouble here on mana. If I can get all 4 wizards in this room, that's a feat for me. I usually can't. I got him. Nice. Incredible. Didn't even take a hit. Maltsky is forfeited. I'm still fighting for seconds, still possible. He was ahead of me, but he didn't have a key. He's right here. He was right like neck and neck with me, but he forgot to bring a key, so he had to restart the whole tower, so he quit. I can understand that despair, I guess. That's happened to me before. You do need a key for this room right here. I always get second play. I never get first. Got first like one time ever. That's God damn it. I hate it when he does that. Rude shoving. Just orbs his way left forever. I can kill him in 2 hits and he's still got me. Come here. He's shoving the wrong way now. Turn the hell around, man. That is wild. Come here. Ugh. Jeez. Wizard. Ah, I tried to hit all three, but I ended up hitting none of them. Didn't know exactly how to handle that load out there. Jeez, man. This is not good. I need to practice. It's been a while since I've done so badly here. Ought to be able to hit him with most of these, to be honest. There we go. I've got a green potion, half mana, and the cape, so this is an opportunity to hit him a bunch of spin attacks. It's definitely what you want to do. I shouldn't have let him get to the second phase so slowly. He should already be on it, but he's not. I think we're good anyway. I think I caught up anyway, which, yeah, that's the same as if I had... Okay. Come here. 2 people have forfeited so far. Having some trouble with this. Come here! Hey! Come on! Let's go! We gotta fight. The bad thing is no one else is gonna get this RNG because I think I missed a phase, so, you know. And I certainly missed those because he was so out of the way up there. But I got the double hit, so it all works out. He's dead as heck. That was perfect. Preparing to finish. Elmagus beat me by 10 seconds. Dang. I'm third. He beat me by 7 seconds. That's too bad. I'll take third. I think there are 10 people in this race. Oh, Muldorm definitely made me lose second place. Coming back up from where I fell. 15 seconds. That 15 seconds cost me second place for sure. And so did Aghanim's awful fight. I did terrible there too. That was 7 seconds. Either one of those being done better would have got me second place. Curious how everyone else is doing. I'm gonna play some Breath of the Wild now because I got time to kill. I don't know. I probably should go outside and hang out. It's my parents' anniversary. They're having a party. They were gone for a bit, but I think they're back, and party has moved here. You know, probably should go out again. They were here this morning, noon. Lots of people were. Arcade Pit in 4 hours. Like clockwork. We don't miss that show. A pit thing. I'm always excited to hear about pit things. I'm gonna read out the last 2 hours of followers real quick. Just hold on to your hats. No, I'm not going to. We got 380 followers in this hour and a half. I think I'm at... How am I doing on that anyway? It's ridiculous. So I was going to talk about that because some people were wondering what's up with that. The mobile app for Twitch has made some modifications. You have to log in, and that means you have to make an account. So if you see a bunch of throwaway account names, that's why. They're not bots. When they sign up, they're given a list of like things that they like this is a little form kind of thing they fill out. It's optional, I think, but they end up following a bunch of streamers, anywhere from 1 to hundreds, depending on how much time they want to spend in that. Somehow I'm on that list, and I've gotten like 5,000 followers in the last month. I'm gonna hit 20k in the same month at 10k, based on the current growth that this stupid thing has given me, but I don't know if there's going to be much turnaround on that, but I'm sure there will be some. So, hopefully, you know, since they're on mobile, they're probably not going to chat much, but they probably will watch the stream, at least a few of them. I'm expecting, like, really low turnaround on that, like 1%, but there will be some. That's what's up with followers, and everyone's getting hit by that. I don't know what it takes to get on that list of getting recommended. But lots of people are getting recommended. Like it's everyone's getting recommended by it, so you should see a boost, which is good. It kind of has completely devalued follower alerts, so I'm not using that anymore though. I had it on when this began, and I turned it off pretty quickly. Stogie Town is done. I think it is looking at teams and hosts and people you follow and stuff like that, community interaction, as well as how often you're online and what games you're playing. All of those things probably factor in. So I would expect anyone in our little group. You're not on Problems? That's weird. You should see it pretty... I mean, I don't know, you stream a lot. You probably should be getting hit by the same kind of numbers that I am. But they're just followers, so they don't have any value in and of themselves. But everyone's gonna have an inflated follower count, I think. But that's why I've gone from 8,000 to 14,000 in the span of June and July here. It's not that I did something incredible or anything like that. I mean, just regular standard content here. Nothing new, nothing that I haven't been doing anyway. Well, the Beatus is back, so that's a boom. Zelda: Link to the Past is actually really popular, so. That probably does give me a little boost, honestly. It's certainly one of the most popular speed games right now. Probably is the most popular one, honestly. It probably is, like, without contest, from what I've seen. But I don't pay attention to that kind of analytics. That's not my site. I wouldn't be running it if I didn't enjoy it. I don't really care how popular it is. Let me find somebody to host, because I'm heading out. Thanks for coming by, everybody. This Mega Maker thing is pretty interesting. I was thinking about streaming that Monday. I probably will. I have a couple races on Monday, but I'm going to stream some of that anyway. It's basically Mario Maker, Mega Man style. Like 1 through 6. It's a fan project, and you can download maps that people have made, and they have bosses, and you give them the powers you want and stuff like that. It looks pretty dang good. I want to try it, so I'll try that soon. I want to host somebody who's playing it, though, is what I'm saying. See you later.